Alright, out in far western Queensland today, me and Michelle, and we're meant to be helping down with the Bilbies at Currawinga National Park, but we got within an hour of there and the road's closed because it's too wet. So we've just got to poke around for a day just shy of there and hope that the road's open tomorrow so we can get out there. We've only got a few days to spend out there, so every day we lose is coming off of what we would have been doing out there. So fingers crossed things clear up and we can get out there.
Curious emus.
That's the car which probably would have squished you, and the one before it, for hanging out on the road. First little patch of sun and a little beauty on the road, but it's not a safe place for him, so you need to... You were facing this way, but I reckon you came from that pile over there. Off you go. See ya. Oh, still going. Have a good life. That camera can't see a thing. So when the road finally opened, we were just slipping and sliding all over the place, sometimes only doing 20 kilometers per hour, trying not to stop and get stuck. But we made it. That was the most important thing. And when we arrived at Currawinga National Park, we were greeted by this absolutely breathtaking sunset. We were informed that the track's still wet. We couldn't get out to the Bilbies that night and limited tracks the next day. So we decided that we would go out and have a look at the rustic old wool shed and all the other bits and bobs around there. Alright, so for dinner we went out to the Hungerford pub. This is a pub which was established in 1875. So you could imagine back then it was just rock up on your horse in the middle of nowhere. Today it still has all of its country charm, its rustic features, and I absolutely loved it. I just love seeing the country pubs as you go around Australia. They're all a bit different. So we had dinner at this one and got ourselves ready for the big night ahead, because the research on the Bilbies, we were to start at 9 o'clock that night and go through to 4 o'clock in the morning. So we had a big night ahead of us. It wasn't long before we had our first Bilby in a trap.
Yeah, there's like a little crest all along it. Yeah. The bugs are really bad tonight.
Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, it's changed a bit in a couple of days,
It kind of sounds like... Where am I?
Yeah.
Like fidgeting a bit.
After being measured, weighed and identified, or seen if it's a new bilby, it's time for release. All right, we got pretty lucky to see this. This is the pelicans out here breeding in far western Queensland. It only happens every 8 to up to 20 years. It just depends on the conditions. At the moment, the lake is full. There's hundreds of pelicans there, maybe. In fact, reality is there'd be in the thousands. So we're lucky that we just got to see this. Thanks for clicking on the video, and if you want to help out with bilbies, you can. Save the Bilby Fund is trying to expand the area of the bilbies you saw in this video. So that means their fence is going to get extended because the bilbies are breeding grading there and allows more room for them and to be able to breed more bilbies. Also, it's to keep the feral cats under control. So if you go to Save the Bilby Fund, they're chasing funds now, so you can pitch in and help. That would be fantastic. Also, if you live in Australia, at Easter time, they still sell the Darrell Lee chocolate, the Easter Bilbies. So some of that goes back as well and helps to contribute. So in Australia, we've got the Lesser Bilby, the Greater Bilby. Lesser is extinct, most probably because of the foxes, which were introduced, and the Greater is under threat from the feral cats. But you can help with that by going to Save the Bilby Fund. Thank you very much.